Hey, what's up guys, it's me Pratima. So I've already come up with the unboxing and review of the new Redmi Note 12 and the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus that you can check out from somewhere around here. Today I'll be talking about the final entry in this lineup, the Redmi Note 12 Pro. It is pretty much the same as the Note 12 Pro Plus, but with 67 watt fast charging instead of 120 watt and a 50 megapixel primary camera instead of 200 megapixels. According to a few reliable sources, the Redmi Note 12 Pro could start at around 20,000 Indian rupees, whereas the Pro Plus will start at 25,000. So for that 5,000 rupees difference, I think the Note 12 Pro makes for an excellent deal. In fact, I think this could easily be the best value for money mid-range phone for 2023, period. But before I go through my experience with this phone, let me quickly unbox it. So opening up the box, we first get some paperwork alongside a transparent case. Then there's the phone itself, and like always, Xiaomi has pre-applied a screen protector here. Next up is this 67 watt charger and your usual USB Type-A to Type-C cable. Okay, starting this review with the design, the Redmi Note 12 Pro has quite a distinct design language compared to the Note 12 Pro Plus. Instead of a curved finish at the back like on the Note 12 Pro Plus, Xiaomi has gone with a boxy look on the Note 12 Pro like last year's Note 11 Pro. And this purple color option that I have, which is exclusive to the Note 12 Pro by the way, is something of an eye candy too. It does not miss out on an IP53 rating or any other important stuff either, while Xiaomi even says this is the thinnest Redmi Note Pro phone yet. It's also considerably lightweight over the Note 12 Pro Plus despite featuring the same glass sandwich build with plastic frames. However, such a sleek design always comes at an expense of a compromised cooling system, and the Note 12 Pro is no exception. Although I never noticed the phone getting warm during my everyday usage, but when pushing it through demanding workloads like gaming, though, it's a different story. As you can see from this table, the average FPS and the overall gameplay stability are pretty similar between the two phones across all the games I tried. However, the graphite-based cooling solution on the Note 12 Pro to accommodate its slim design is clearly no match to the vapor chamber beast of the Note 12 Pro Plus. I wouldn't say the Note 12 Pro gets uncomfortably hot or anything, even when playing resource-hungry games like Genshin Impact or Injustice 2, but I should remind you that during these chilly winter days, thermals are slightly better, so we can easily expect somewhat worse thermals during summertime. As far as casual performance goes, I don't have any complaints. The Dimensity 1080 is already a great chipset for the Note 12 Pro Plus, so getting the same processor on a much cheaper phone is even more awesome. And the Chinese MIUI experience on this phone has also been quite enjoyable, to be honest. It is a little strict with battery optimization, but it handles things like active memory management and UI fluidity greatly. I only wish it ran Android 13 based MIUI 14 instead of the older Android 12 with MIUI 13. Plus, Xiaomi also does not commit to how many years of updates the Redmi Note series gets as it does for its premium mid-range and flagship phones. So the least Xiaomi could do is ship its latest phones with the latest software. By now, even my mom's 2-year-old Galaxy A72 has received Android 13, so I guess Xiaomi can do better at this. Okay, let's now jump straight to the cameras, which I'm sure is what you're excited to know about the most. I will be coming up with a separate video comparing the 50 megapixel camera of the Note 12 Pro against the 200 megapixel of the Pro Plus in detail to find out the truth once and for all. But what I can tell you right now is that you're not missing out on much with this optically stabilized 50 megapixel Sony IMX766 camera. This is still a flagship level image sensor, by the way, one that you'd even find in high-end phones of 2022 like the Huawei Mate 50 Pro. Besides this, Xiaomi has used the same 8 megapixel ultra-wide, 2 megapixel macro and 16 megapixel selfie shooter here. So after taking a bunch of pictures with this phone, I found that its daytime images look pretty good with nice details, rich colors and contrast levels, but sometimes the photos turn out a bit over-sharpened and they tend to look a bit warmer too. Its ultra-wide-angle sensor is also just average for the price. Compared to the primary camera, there's a significant bit of color shift here, and it cannot pull in much detail either. On the other hand, it can take decent portrait shots. The subject's skin tone is not the most accurate here, but the way it maintains the bokeh effect is pretty good. I also like its selfies. The skin tone and the overall color optimization look quite pleasing to the eyes, whereas it does not tend to over-sharpen the image as well. That 50 megapixel IMX766 sensor takes great looking nighttime images too. I'm quite fond of how the images have balanced exposure and black levels alongside great details even without the help of night mode. And with the night mode turned on, it manages even better shots that fix some issues like balancing the color saturation and all. There's not much to talk about in the video department though. While it can shoot at up to 4K 30fps or 1080p 60fps, the footages are incredibly wobbly since the Note 12 Pro's OIS does not work on videos. So unless you're recording with the help of a gimbal or something, it can only deliver steady videos at 1080p 30fps. Okay, coming to the front, there's still no 4K recording option, and once again 1080p 30fps is the only way to go for stable videos. As for the display, thankfully the Redmi Note 12 Pro has that same 6.6-inch OLED screen with a subtle color calibration which looks stunning to my eyes. Of course, if you're not a fan of this type of color tuning, you can always spice things up through the display settings. It's also got the same 120Hz dynamic refresh rate, 900 nits of peak brightness, Dolby Vision HDR, and everything else. So yeah, the display experience here is great, and I am sure you're gonna love this screen. This display paired with rich loud stereo speakers means the content consumption experience here is a blast too. I also like the haptics on this thing. It's not as strong or precise as the one on competition like the Realme 10 Pro Plus, but it's not annoyingly weak or buzzy either. Alright, one thing I forgot to mention in my Note 12 Pro Plus's video is that Xiaomi has downgraded the touch sampling rate from 360Hz on last year's Note 11 Pro lineup to 240Hz this time. As a result, be it when I'm typing up messages or playing games, I have felt that level of responsiveness to be missing here. Now, this is not a deal breaker at all, but it's still something that you should know about. The battery life on the Redmi Note 12 Pro is equally amazing. I've been constantly getting like 6 to 7 hours of screen on time or even 8 hours on a lazy day. And as I mentioned at the very beginning of this video, it's got 67 watt fast charging instead of 120 watts on the Note 12 Pro Plus. Of course, the luxury of 120 watt charging that can fill up the phone completely in like 20 minutes is more impressive, but if you ask me, 67 watt is plenty quick in itself. And it helps to keep the phone's cost down while also ensuring a decent user experience, so it's a win-win situation. Alright, so that was all for my experience with the new Redmi Note 12 Pro. For me, this is without a doubt one of the most feature-packed, most balanced mid-range phones that I've tested all year. Yes, it is not for performance-centric users, as they would be better off with something like the Redmi K50i or the Poco F4, but the Note 12 Pro hits all the right notes for most people. Everything from its gorgeous 120Hz OLED display, powerful Dimensity 1080 chip, decent cameras, and great battery life really sets the bar for just how good mid-range phones in 2023 should be. And I cannot wait to see how the competition reacts to the Note 12 Pro in the coming months. So guys, that was the end of today's video. I will also be coming up with a separate video to see how just good or bad that 200 megapixel camera of the Note 12 Pro Plus is compared to the Note 12 Pro's 50 megapixel shooter. So if you want to see that, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so that you get notified as soon as our video goes live.